As we enter our 30-minute segment with Dr. Batson, Senior Medical Consultant at Batson and Associates. All claims made are of the advertiser and not of the station during this segment. Dr. Batson will tell us all about the natural and integrated services and programs offered at Batson and Associates. You are welcome to call in, speak to Dr. Batson on 627-3223, 625-2257. You can also send your questions to the WhatsApp 3061065. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Batson. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Kamala. And how are you doing?
I'm good so far. Okay. Happy to have you on the program. This is one program that I look forward to weekly.
Okay, great. Glad to hear that. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to the listeners of Akashvani 106.5. Always a pleasure to be in your company, discussing health from a natural and integrated perspective. Today, we're actually going to discuss a topic that affects so many persons. And the thing is, as a result of that, you find that they're not able to function well. And that's the topic of insomnia. That aspect of sleep, where you may not even be a full insomniac, but you have issues with your sleep. The quality of your sleep, you're not satisfied with it. You may have problems falling asleep. You may have problems remaining asleep. And we know how vitally important sleep is. I mean, sleep is fundamentally responsible for the rejuvenation of neurotransmitters in the brain. So when one is sleep deprived or the quality of sleep is compromised, you find that you're not able to function well in so many different aspects of your health. So that's what we're going to discuss today. We're going to discuss sleep, what really causes insomnia, what do we offer at Batson and Associates to address that. There's actually a very good product that we carry that I'm going to be discussing, which is a product called Nerve Restore. I had touched on it some time back, but I'm just going to elaborate a bit on it more today because I believe so many persons have this issue with insomnia and not really having a proper or a quality type of sleep. We're also going to touch on the benefits of that product, and it's not only for sleep, but also things like anxiety, depression, persons who are under a lot of stress. If it is you work in a high stress environment, it is something that you should take into consideration because it actually has adaptogenic properties in it that actually helps the body adjust and deal with stress and reduce stress and inflammation in the body. So all in all, an excellent product, and we will be discussing that as we go along. Okay, keep in mind we are live on all our platforms. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. So, feel free to join us there, add us, share the lives, that type of thing. Okay, so sleep. As I said, sleep is vitally important for just that, rejuvenating and neurotransmitters in the brain. What are neurotransmitters? Neurotransmitters are basically nerve messengers that contribute a number of things. So you have things like serotonin, melatonin, you have epinephrine, norepinephrine, and the list goes on and on. An individual who may have issues with sleep, insomnia could be caused by a number of reasons. One, improper liver health. It could also be caused as a result of dietary factors. So those of you who, for some reason, can't seem to do without coffee, that's one of the problems that you may experience later on in life. Women who have issues associated with PMS, so you have reached this transitioning period of your life where you're now going through menopause. So you could actually be pre-menopause, menopause, or post-menopause and experience insomnia situations. And then you have some people who you just don't sleep well simply because your nerves are not as healthy and balanced as they're supposed to. You also have, from the dietary perspective, those of you who like sugar. So, you like the ice cream, you like the cake, you like the soft drinks, a lot of bread. So, a lot of simple carbohydrates in the diet. You find that in itself could also affect one's sleep. So what is it exactly that you need to do to correct that situation? And that's what we're going to discuss. I'm going to highlight some of the ingredients and the properties in the Nerve Restore. Of course, that's available at all our offices, all 4 of them. And you could also call for delivery as well. Allow me to share our clinic telephone numbers with you. I'll give you the one for Debe. Debe, that office is the corner of Ramsey Mooch Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe. The telephone number for Debe is 223, that's 223-7515, as well as 341-4813. Again, that's 341-4813 or 223-7515. And that's for the Debe office. Shogunas is the first floor, of Monitauk's building in Montrose, Shogunas. And that number is 222-8261. Again, that's 222-8261. And we also located in St. James. St. James is the Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. So any of those numbers you could call and get information on the nerve restore. We actually have it on special for the month of April. And that was basically by popular demand because a lot of persons who used it, they actually came back because the results were so, it was quite effective, especially in helping with sleep. And the good thing about it, it doesn't really operate like how regular sleeping tablets will operate. But to begin with, it's not a sleeping tablet. But where you take sleep medication and you find you're very tired, you're lethargic, you can't operate machinery, that type of thing. This does not behave like that. So it does not make you sleepy, but what it does, it facilitates neurotransmitters in the body to actually assist and improve the quality of one's sleep. So that's something that you could pay very close attention to. Keep in mind those numbers again, 223-7515, that's for Debe, 223-7515 or 341-4813. Back to you, Kamala.
Yes, Dr. Batson, Dr. Jason Batson is with us until 12:45. We're talking health this afternoon on Akashvani 106.5 FM. The topic, insomnia. Of course, if you have any other health concerns and you'd like to talk to Dr. Batson, you could call us on 627-3223-625, 2257, or WhatsApp your questions to 3061065. Question via the WhatsApp. What is the connection between sleep and emotions?
That's a good question. I mean, there's a significant connection. I mean, you have to keep in mind that, as I said, the purpose of sleep is to rejuvenate neurotransmitters in the brain, right? As it relates to emotion, emotion is significantly dealt with the two aspects of your body: your supramental, which is your subconscious mind, and your mental, which is your conscious mind, right? Sleep is going to affect your emotion in the sense that if you're sleep deprived, your nerves going to be wrecked, and once your nerves wrecked, for want of a better expression, your emotions would be a bit off. So you find you would be easily agitated. You find that you would be easily annoyed. Your cognitive function, your ability to concentrate, is going to be significantly impaired. So there's a strong relationship between sleep and one's emotional state of mind.
Next question is, does sleep or lack of sleep affect memories?
Well, of course, it most certainly will. I mean, the thing is, when you're looking at memory, you have different aspects of memory. You have short-term memory, you have long-term memory, and then there are some other aspects associated when you're looking at memory. The thing is, again, if you're having problems with neurotransmitters, remember, neurotransmitters are the messengers in the neurological spectrum of the body. So if these messengers are not able to work properly, it means they cannot transmit messages from point A to point B. It means the central nervous system itself is going to be affected, and then every other organ system that depends on the central nervous system for its function is going to be affected. So you're going to have problems with your digestion, you're going to have problems with memory, you're going to have problems with concentration, you're going to have problems with cognitive function, even mobility, where your mobility is going to be impaired because you're going to be very lethargic, you're going to be tired. Your nerves have not been restored, or they have not rested properly. I mean, sleep is so important that I remember some years ago, Harvard had published a triple-blind clinical study that they did as it relates to sleep. And one of the things they found is that persons who do not get sufficient sleep, or persons who work shift, especially hours like 12 to 8 in the morning, 12 to 6, 10 to 6, that kind of thing, once they do that long enough, they essentially can remove anywhere between 7 to 14 years of the lifespan. So that just goes to show how important sleep is. And if it is you're not getting a proper quality of sleep, because remember, you have sleep cycles, right? So we primarily go from REM sleep into non-REM sleep. You have two types of sleep. So REM, which is an acronym for rapid eye movement, and then you have non-REM sleep, which is non-rapid eye movement sleep. Now, usually we transition anywhere between, I believe it's like about 60 minutes to 90 minutes REM sleep, and then you go into non-REM sleep, and so you go into those cycles until you awake from sleep. So there are some people who even the cycle as it relates to REM sleep and non-REM sleep, that's off. And as a result of that, it's going to affect, as I said, your central nervous system over a period of time. You're going to have problems with anxiety, depression. It's just going to make you less functional from a central nervous system perspective.
26 minutes after 12 o'clock, you're tuned to Akashvani 106.5 FM. We're talking health with Dr. Jason Batson of Batson and Associates. You have time to call in with your questions. 627-3223, 625-2257, or you can WhatsApp 306-1065. We're talking insomnia, and we're talking about the many benefits that you can gain from having a good night's rest. We do have a couple questions via the WhatsApp. It is not in relation with today's topic, Dr. Batson. Someone is asking, what causes fibroids and what are some of the natural ways to rid the body of it?
Fibroids are primarily caused by hormonal imbalance. So most women who have fibroids would have some sort of hormonal, well, they would have an endocrine problem first. Endocrine, of course, would comprise your glands, so thyroid, parathyroid, pituitary, adrenal, and then it goes to hormones. So we know, as it relates to women and menstrual cycle and that type of thing, the hormones that are vitally important to that whole aspect of menstruation and whatnot would be primarily progesterone, estrogen, gonadotropin, those type of hormones. So a female who has fibroids, usually they have excess estrogen issues. They also may have issues associated with gastrointestinal issues, and they're not getting proper circulation in the womb area. So because of that, now you have the formation of fibroids. And fibroids are given their name based on the location. You have intramural, which are the ones in the wall. You have subserosal, submucosal. You have like 5. You have pondulated, and then there's one other one. The thing is, from a natural perspective, we can get rid of fibroids, but dietary considerations must be taken into consideration, again, because of how various chemicals contribute, or various types of food, which would increase inflammation in the body, would cause fibroids to get worse. And there's a product we carry called Women's Formula. We have Female Balance. That helps in those situations. There's also a liquid product called Cis and Fibroid Formula. When we finish this shipment here, we're going to basically, the new one would be called Uterine Formula. And that's basically designed to remove metabolic waste from the uterus, clean the intestine. It does some work on the intestines, female reproductive area, that type of thing. And it helps to bring back the balance. So once we do that, you find that a lot of persons would have their fibroids successfully shrunk, and then they'll just repeat the program again to get them to go completely. And we have seen that on numerous occasions with a lot of clients. But again, diet, even exercise, it is always beneficial for a female who has fibroids to exercise. That is also going to help in the reduction and the removal of the fibroids. It's also going to help in balancing, or bringing back in balance, rather, the endocrine system, the hormonal system. So there are things that we carry at Batson and Associates. The Alkagen water is also a good product to take into consideration. There, the Santulan, which is the 7-channel detox. So that actually helps to improve blood circulation in the uterine area. And once you improve circulation, you improve oxygenation, and it's very easy to have waste removed from that aspect of the body. There's
Dr. Jason Batson is live on Akashvani 106.5 FM. Again, our studio lines are open, 627-3223, 625-2257, or WhatsApp 306-1065. Batson and Associates provide alternative, natural and integrated services and programs for ailments such as diabetes, acid reflux, constipation, cardiovascular disease, arthritis, and so much more. So take advantage by calling in, speaking to Dr. Jason Batson, Senior Consultant at Batson and Associates. We have 15 more minutes to go on the program. Another question via the WhatsApp, Dr. Batson. Someone is asking, what causes hair loss in both men and women from an early age? Does genetics play a part, or is it a bad diet? What is it? Or lack of deficiency or something? Deficient in something?
Well, I mean, genetics would play some aspect to the whole situation. I mean, genetics does have a role. How vital that role is sometimes debated. In my humble opinion, I believe it's just maybe like about 5%. As there is a saying, we say genetic load the gun, but lifestyle pull the trigger. I mean, I am a perfect example of that. My dad became bald in his early 20s. I have brothers who I am older than, and they bald already. If you see me, you'll realize I have a lot of hair in my head. Because I simply refuse to go bald. I just one of those persons, not attempting to be facetious. I have a long head, so I wouldn't look good with a bald head. So I try my best not to lose my hair. But it primarily comes down to deficiency and lack of vitamins, minerals in the diet. It also has a lot to do with assimilation. Sometimes abuse of certain things like alcohol. If it is you like plenty alcohol, you're going to find the possibility exists that you're going to, it's significantly going to contribute to hair loss because of the high level of oxidative stress that it produces in the body. Smoking is also going to be a contributory factor. Lack of exercise is also a factor. It has a lot to do with hormones as well in both men and women. You find men who usually end up with hair loss very early. They do have some androgen issues, some testosterone issues. So you find the hormones are not as balanced as it's supposed to. Usually issues would be vitamin, in terms of assimilation or vitamin B deficiency, whether it's 6, 12, niacin, that type of thing. So it could be corrected. I mean, as I said, I have seen it personally with me because I supplement specifically for hair growth and that type of thing. And that is programs that we do use at Batson and Associates. There's a male tea we have. That's a very good product. We used to carry a tea for women specifically as it related to gynecological issues, but they no longer carry that tea again. So we're in the process of getting a new one. We should have that in about a month time, God's willing. But it also has a lot to do with your liver, because your liver plays a significant role in your hair, your skin, your nails, that type of thing. So I strongly believe that once it is you supplement properly and the diet is a balanced diet, and we basically dot your I's and cross your T's, fill in those spaces, you should see success. Because we have had it with clients. There are persons who came to us and they didn't even come for the hair, but based on what we dealt with and what we had given them, they actually saw an improvement in hair growth and the hair thickening and that type of thing. Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Batson. It's 12:34. Dr. Jason Batson is live on Akashvani 106.5 FM. We have just about 10 minutes on the program. If you have any questions for Dr. Batson, now is the time to call 627-3223, 625-2257, or you can send your questions to the WhatsApp 3061065. We have a question on WhatsApp. Can you say what is a good pressure tablet and cholesterol tablet and how to use it accordingly? This particular patient's pressure is always about 140 over 77.
Okay. Well, the thing is, when you're talking about pressure and cholesterol, was it too? How to put this, boy? In terms of advocacy for medication, now the thing is, I don't have anything against medication. My thing is, if it is you're hypertensive or you have high cholesterol, there has to be a reason why this is happening. So the first question is, why is it that your cholesterol is high? Why is it that you're hypertensive in the first place? And a lot of times, I think doctors don't really go into the needful or the nitty-gritty, as they say, with their patients regarding these things. 99.9% of the times is because you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. 99.9% of the time. You're either eating something you're not supposed to be eating, or you're not eating something that you're supposed to be eating, or drinking, or you're not exercising, or something. So it's a matter of finding the root cause of the problem and then addressing it. Hypertension is usually a issue with people who eat a lot of meat. So if you find people who like a lot of meat, they usually tend to end up hypertensive. That's one. And the reason for that is because of all the nitrogenous waste, all this protein your body have to break down. It contributes to elevated blood pressure. The coffee drinkers share the same fate because coffee is a diuretic. It causes you to lose sodium, the mineral sodium. And the thing is how diuretics work. When once sodium leaves your body, water is going to follow it, H2O. So it's a diuretic. It's also a stimulant. So it also interferes with your central nervous system. It interferes especially with your autonomic nervous system, which is sympathetic, parasympathetic. So it means you're basically in a mess. But you're in a mess because of what you're eating. So what I would say to that question is let us deal with the root cause of the problem. Are you exercising? What is your hydration levels? Are you consuming the correct and the right amounts of water? What does your diet look like? What is your sodium intake? You know, and once you take those things into consideration, then we will be able to find an answer and a solution to your problem. Cholesterol is the same. A lot of persons, just up to this week, I was having a conversation with someone and I told them, I said, listen to me. A lot of people make fuss about cholesterol. Cholesterol, if you look at the statistics between persons who have gotten myocardial infarctions, which are heart attacks, persons who have gotten strokes, a lot of the time the cholesterol is normal. It has nothing to do with the cholesterol level. It more has to do with your triglycerides. It also has to do with homocysteine. And then, of course, if it is the determined or they think you had a heart attack, they're going to look for cardiac enzymes when they do the blood test. But the point is, cholesterol is always better dealt with from a natural perspective because cholesterol is produced where? Which organ produces cholesterol in your body? Your liver. So whether you're dealing with LDL, which is low density hypoprotein, which is the bad cholesterol, and then or you're dealing with the HDL, which is the high density lipoprotein, or total cholesterol, it means that the liver has to be factored in. So you need to stop certain things. You should not be drinking cold water. One, your dairy. What's your dairy intake? Milk. You're consuming milk. What about things like your eggs, ice cream, chocolate, those type of things? So it may mean again to even your fiber intake. Your fiber intake may not be as optimal. Now we carry a cholesterol tea at Batson Associates because my issue overall, I mean, if you're using maybe if I'm onto something, well, all right, we wouldn't kill you for that. But you can't tell me you're using statins for extended period of time, whether it's simvastatin, Crestor, whatever the case may be. You have too much side effects associated with that, primarily liver damage. It also reduces your coenzyme CoQ10 levels in your body. And if you know what coenzyme CoQ10 does, it plays a significant role in heart health and a healthy heart. So, you know, as the old people say, spinning top in mud. You need to address the root cause of the problem and make the necessary changes because, as I said, lifestyle affects every single thing. If it is, because you can't do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. You can do that, but there's a name for people like that. They call them mad people. So if it is you're mad, well, okay, no problem. Stay there with your mad self. But you can't be, you're wasting time. You can't be doing wrong things and know you're doing wrong things, and as a result of the wrong things, these are the consequences, and then you're going by somebody and they tell you, well, all right, your pressure high, so we're going to give you a diuretic or we're going to give you a beta blocker or a calcium channel blocker. Really? That making sense? Not to me. You have to address the root cause of the problem. Nip it in the bud and deal with the situation. If you don't, no problem, but, you know, I don't believe in wasting time.
Can turmeric help with circulation?
It does, of course. Turmeric is the only problem with turmeric. What a lot of people do not understand. You have to be careful how you're using turmeric. Why? Turmeric is a blood thinner. If it is you are on other blood thinners, especially aspirin, which they just give the world to take, you need to be very careful. You cannot use, or you should not use aspirin with turmeric. You're going to end up in some problems. So you're going to have to get some guidance as regards to that. But it is an anti-inflammatory. It also helps in circulation. It does thin the blood a bit, but it doesn't behave in terms of the platelets. So it doesn't really interfere with platelet aggregated, which is what you don't want, because that's the problem with most blood thinners. It interferes with, so if you're using aspirin and you have to go and do surgery, the doctor is going to tell you stop aspirin for maybe 4 weeks to maybe 5 weeks or 8 weeks, depending on the type of surgery that you're doing. So it's for that reason. So definitely you can get some benefit from that. We do carry a wide amount or a wide range of circulation products. We have balanced circulation, circulation plus, which is the liquid circulation product, which has which helps the pineal arteries, that type of thing. We'll be getting that at the end of April, because since COVID we weren't getting that for quite a while. Then we have the advanced circulation. So there are things to help improve circulation, both pulmonary circulation, which is above your heart, and systemic circulation, which is below the heart. So it's a matter of dealing with the circulation in its entirety. You don't want to wait, to end up with a stroke or somebody tell you, hey, you have 4 arteries blocked or 5 arteries blocked, and we need to do a triple or quadruple bypass on you. That's, that just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so keep in mind those telephone numbers. Quickly, for the Day office, that number is 223-7515. That's 223-7515, as well as 341-4813. That's 341-4813. And for Shogunas, that number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. Those locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Shogunas. We are also on the corner of Ramsonwood Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Debe, Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and Tobago is the Triangle building in Scarborough, Tobago. Back to you, Kamala.
It's now 18 minutes to 1 o'clock. We have just a few minutes, 3 minutes to be exact, with Dr. Batson this afternoon. You still have time. You can call in and ask your question very quickly on 627-3223, 625-2257, or WhatsApp 3061065. Our question via WhatsApp. Someone who was recently diagnosed with lupus is asking, how can you help?
Well, we could help. The good thing about it is that your diagnosis is now. So we can help you in the sense that it's easier to help. It's always difficult to get people to help persons when they, how to put this way, when they're drugged up. Because sometimes you're going to get so much medication. Because once you're diagnosed with lupus, your medication going to increase significantly. So you're going to give you things like prednisolone. You might get sulfasalazine. You may get hydrochloroquine, a whole host of things. The problem with those things, again, you're looking at kidney, liver damage, all these sorts of things. So it's easier to help now because it is not too far gone, and the medication protocol hasn't been introduced with the high amount of steroids, which is always difficult for anybody to deal with. So, you need to ask yourself the questions. Ask yourself, you're not drinking enough water. I don't know you, but I can tell you that. You're dehydrated. That's one. You need to start to fix that. 2, something is wrong with your diet somewhere. Something you're eating that you're not supposed to be eating. Right? So you need to look at that. So the inflammation in the body is very high. So most likely you would have done a C-reactive protein, or what is known as CRP, or you would have done an ESR, which is erythrocyte sedimentation ratio. In both instances, it would be higher than normal, which is an indication of high inflammation in the body. So you need to work on getting those down. So how are we going to get that down? Diet, 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 supplementation, deficiencies corrected, root causes dealt with. And once you do that, you're going to get the results that you want. There are most people who out there who get diagnosed for lupus. The people who are not lupus, once you have high inflammation, you don't know what disease you're going to get. They'll diagnose you with lupus, they'll diagnose you with fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, diabetes, the list goes on. You could pick out of 30,000 different diseases. Once your inflammation high, you could go and pick 1 or 2 or 3 or 20 or 50. You have to deal, as I said, with the root cause of the problem. What are you doing? How is your diet contributing to this? Are you eating better to correct the situation, or if everything you're eating is rubbish and it's just contributing to worsening your situation? Because we eat rubbish. There are a lot of people who just eat nonsense. Your diet, I see some people sometimes in the supermarket, I wonder if they have sense, if there is read, if they're living under a rock. I don't know what's going on with you. Because your whole basket just full of soft drink, as well as snacks. And I mean, how could you eat like that? Dead food, dead body. If you're eating dead food, well, eventually, that's exactly what will happen to you. Okay?
Okay. Dr. Batson, would you believe it? It's exactly 12:45.
Yes, I see that already. So let me just say quickly, it's always a pleasure to be in your company. As we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Keep in mind, we're always live on our social media platforms. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. So go check us out. You'll see a number of things, products, services, testimonies. I have like a million lives there talking about how many different health things. So you can always go and benefit from it. Okay, always a pleasure to be in your company, Kamala, to the listeners of 106.5 FM. May God continue to bless you and your family. Stay safe, follow and do what you need to do. Until next week, God's willing.
Excellent. Thank you so much to Dr. Jason Batson, to Shaquille, and the entire team at Batson and Associates. You've been listening to our health.
Yes, so Facebook family, always a pleasant good afternoon. With Lucita Jamot. A pleasant good day to you, Miss Pamela Moses. Always nice to have you, Miss Becca. Miss Jacqueline Rogers Blackman, good afternoon to you. Mr. Kyle Thomas, good day to you, sir. Okay, so you all heard it. So Nerve Restore, we have Nerve Restore running for the whole of April specials. All of those of you who have problem with sleep, you have anxiety, you have depression, you have stress. I don't know, your husband stressing your wife, stressing your children, your boss. Get our product. Keep in mind, if you're not a water drinker, if you know you're dehydrated, please do not come and buy Nerve Restore by itself. We will fall out bad. Do not do that. Please make sure you are hydrated. What is your hydration levels? Your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. So at least try and get some alkagen water first. Then you could jump in the Santulan, and possibly during the Santulan, you could use the Nerve Restore. All right? Keep that in mind. So those numbers again, Debe is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. Miss Roma down there together with Miss Budram. Shogunas is 314-9975. That's 314-9975. And those locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. We also on the corner of Ramsonwood Trace and the SSA Main Road in Dede. Red Edge Mall is the Western Main Road, St. James, and the Triangle building in Scarborough, Tobago. Pauline Francis is saying, hi, Dr. Batson, I add chlorophyll to my water every day. Is that okay for my health? Yes, it is actually excellent. I do the same thing. Okay, guys, so God bless. I look forward to speaking with you guys Sunday coming, God's willing. We will be discussing health again. We'll be speaking anxiety, depression, very important. You know, that's something, since COVID, is like the whole world depressed. So we don't want to end that. So, till next time, God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day.